Hey, Aquarius, let's do your March reading. Oh, I have a good feeling about this. When I was thinking about it earlier, it really just excited me. I wanted to pull it as soon as possible. So here we are. Aquarius gets the cards deck as well, because why not? Y'all get the special treatment. Don't tell anybody else. Whoa. Star flips itself around. Never get a reversal with this deck, just FYI, because of the image on the top. Oh, we're almost there. Hold on. There's something interesting, especially this weekend. There's something interesting. It's almost like you're gonna meet someone maybe this weekend. King of Cups is on the bottom. Nine of Wands. Three of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. The Lovers. I'm getting, you're almost there. You're almost there. Whatever. And yeah, and in this case, the Strength card is about inner fortitude. We've been getting it coming up a lot in March about this sort of lusty energy, which makes sense for spring, really. I mean, you don't have to be a psychic to know that. This feeling of you're almost there. So if you've had doubts and if you've been working towards a project or something, and you're not quite there, and well, don't lose hope. Don't give up. Don't slow down. It might be slow going. Okay, the universe might have a speed. What do they call those things? Speed lock, where it lock again. Anyway, the universe might have you set to slow, right? But don't slow down further than that. Go just as fast as the universe will let you with this. I feel like a lot of you are sort of in these passion projects that you do. And I think you're tenacious. I don't think there's much of a chance of you giving up. But if you were thinking about it or slowing down or getting distracted with something else, then don't. Resolve. Have that inner fortitude to resolve. You really can be the King of Cups with yourself in this energy. Like, your destiny is very, it's delicious. It's tantalizing. I'm very tantalized right now with this deliciousness of your energy. I love it. You guys are amazing. Oh, maybe this one's an Aquarius too. I really don't know. I found him. Okay. Yeah, dudes. The Empress wanted to fly out with me. This has something to do, if some of you are unclear about maybe what I'm talking about, and you're like, oh, Rose, I'm not in the middle of anything too important. I'm not towards the end of any of my goals or any of the projects that I have. Think again. I think it's whatever you put your sort of nurturing energy into, and I mean that in a very broad sense. I mean that in a really broad sense. So anything that you're taking extra time to learn or develop or manifest, even if it's just an idea, but you're getting clearer on it. That's what I'm talking about here, y'all. And in the strengths terms, you see on the bottom, one of the descriptors that this author uses is subdue your passion. It's not completely accurate for the card, and it's also not accurate for this reading. So I just wanted to clarify that if you're reading those at the bottom of the cards. It's more like control your passion, not subdue it, but just keep it. Like when when they do those controlled burns of like forests and such, keep it within limits, but keep it alive, right? If you subdue it so much, the fire could go out, right? We don't want the fire to go out. We want to keep it very much hot, very much hot. My grammar is just top notch today. Please forgive me. All right, why is the Nine of Wands here for my Aquarius friends? Well, we had the Knight of Swords pop out here. It's all about that action, all about your actions, and half of these cards are upside down. No, they're not. Some of them are. It's all about my professionalism as a tarot reader. Oh my gosh, you guys. But I have a feeling you're cool with it. If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it, Aquarius. We just got to take things as they come, and they get weird sometimes. They get real weird. That's all right. Almost there for Nine of Wands. That card wanted to flip itself. We've got the Ten of Swords at the bottom of that. The end of a way of thinking is occurring. The end of it's like that one step that you needed to move forward required you to change your idea of something. And in order to change your idea about something, you had to lose the old beliefs. And I think there's a little bit of that. So this persistence, the action in which you are taking, is also opening up your perspective. So a lot of times we think of perspective as, oh, it's a way of thinking and blah, blah, blah. Not always. Sometimes we gain a new perspective by action. Like nothing really happens, and we don't change our perspective at all, really, if we just sit around. And you understand that, of course, most of all, you and the other air signs too. So anyway, Ten of Swords, we're at the end of something, walking away from something that doesn't serve. Those two play together very well. If you're in the middle of even if you're in the middle of a career and, something that's worked for you for a long time, a certain way of doing something, a partnership, a modality, it could be even as simple as like, the Excel spreadsheet you use, and you've used it for a long time, and you've been trying to get things to work out in terms of whatever you're calculating or auditing, and it just doesn't, and you have to figure out a new modality. You have to change that. Maybe it's now a Google Doc. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you're using AI. That's the new. It could be that simple, but it could also be huge, right? You could be walking away from family members that no longer serve you, or teammates, partners, whatever it is. But you're walking towards something much better, much better. And in the end, it's all about finding that victory after difficulty. I don't think there's a lot of difficulty here. I think the hardest part of this is deciding to walk away from those things that don't serve you anymore. Because I think in some cases they could be really good or expensive, or they could mean a lot or have meant a lot to you. And it's just the time has come. The time has come if you want to get to that next step in your journey, in your success, in your evolution, in your spiritual evolution, and your sort of growth as a human being. Three of Wands, no big deal. Just, your growth as a human being. Just everything, That's all right. I mean, Aquarius, we are talking about huge shifts for you, huge shifts for you for the next couple of decades, right? Huge things could happen. Like, for example, you could, if you're part of a local musical band right now, I'm using this as an example because this is an Aquarius that I know. If you're part of like a small group or band or performance sort of situation. Now I'm all tongue tied because I'm like, I wonder if he's watching. Then you could really pop off these next few years. You could be discovered. You could have a trending album. Like, this is a big deal. And you could almost fall into it by accident. Like, this could be something that you manifested a really, really long time ago. Like when you were a kid. Like, oh, when I grow up, I want to do this. Here it is. I don't care if you're 30 or if you're 100. This could happen right now. 3 of Wands. 3 of Cups. The Star tried to pop out a couple times. The Devil. The Star and the Devil has been a common theme in March, period. So I will tell you that, tarot readings are influenced by the reader as well as the time in which they're pulled. Some of this is me. Some of this star complex with this devil is coming from me, but it's not for no reason for you, Aquarius, and it's not for no reason for, who else did it come in? Cancer and maybe Capricorn, and anyway. And then we also have the 6 of Wands. No, yes, the 6 of Wands. And you know what? I forget that there's 2 6 of Wands in this deck, which is sort of bananas. Okay. All right, let me focus here, you guys, because I got into my own shit. Let's back up. It's not about me, Aquarius, and it's not about Cal either. Cal, can you remove yourself, please? All right. It's basically just everything that I just said regarding you could really take your career or your appetite for adventure or your sort of purpose to the next level in these days. Come on, Cal. Jesus Christ. He's very agitated for some reason. I think it's because I think the negative energy that I think you see it all along. I don't think it's a big deal. I think the negative energy is coming from, and I'm realizing now too that this is a 6 of Swords, which I knew. I just don't know why I didn't know. So that's why it's confusing me too. All right. The animal deck is being tricky to me today and showing me things that it is what it is. Why is the Lovers here? Why is the Lovers here? I'm going to let Cal do what he wants. Just like we're going to let the energy and the universe do what they want, because we know that it's for the greater good, and going with the flow is the right way to go. Okay. Why is the Lovers here? Four Cups, Ace of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles. There is a great choice in this. This is where I'm going with this, Aquarius. There's a great choice in a superficial aspect of your life. A big choice. And I don't know if that could be, how you present yourself to the world, That could be in what future partnerships you make, whether they're romantic or whether they're business oriented. Those future partnerships that you make they could be very important decisions. Yeah. That's not always the case, right? Because we can kind of bounce around and kind of learn from things and make mistakes and this and that. But I think the partnerships that you'll make will be incredibly important. So, lesson from the universe is like, be judicious about who you spend time with. Keep in mind you're influenced by the people that you spend time with, your 5 closest friends, for example. I think you'll know what the right choices are, and you'll be able to spot the sort of shadow side of things. The shadow side might not be the wrong side. Just depends on where you want to go with your career. Okay. All right. Why is strength here? We already know. I already talked to you about it, but let's see if there's anything else we can discern from the strength card. Yeah, it's very important. I think that making the wrong decision along this path, this journey towards your sort of highest and best, right? The journey towards your highest and best that you take every day, Aquarius. Making the wrong decisions now could be a little more detrimental than it usually is. All right, so we do have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the strength clarifiers. We have the Moon. We have the 8 of Wands, and we have the Death card. Yeah, there's universe wants you to go deep. When you're in that place of passionate human existence, you know what I'm talking about. And you're really jiving and you're really flowing with the universe and you really feel like your most outrageous best self aligned with the universe. You might go a little deeper than you usually do. You're pretty deep. Of all the air signs, you're pretty deep, Aquarius. But I think you go deeper. And I think it's almost a bit of a biographical sort of spin. In the same, using the same person as an example, that musician might find themselves writing a more personal song that really cuts deeply to the core of who they are. And that might be the one that blows up. That might be the one that takes them to the record contracts. Yeah. Kindle and hold close that very individual, very personal fire. And don't let it become influenced or watered down by external forces. Communicate it well, but don't let it be influenced by anything else. Okay? Okay. This is you for the Knight of Cups, by the way. Bringing these acts. I think that you'll realize when you do that and when you give that deepest, most authentic part of yourself, it is a gift to others. It's not for you necessarily. And the deeper you can go and the more personal you can get, the more weighty, the more serious, and the more valuable the lesson is for everyone else. Like, does that make sense? Stick to stuff that really matters. Deep, deep stuff. Okay. Okay. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here as our future influence for the universe with this? I like, this is all so good. It's moving at a different speed than I'm used to. The speed of the universe might seem quite slow because you wished for this when you were a little kid. And like I say, it could be something very small. It could be just like you get asked to be on a podcast, or like you could have your recipe featured in a book or something. You know what I mean? It's like, but this is something that you did once when you were a kid. And so that's why I think I'm getting the slow aspect of it, but it's all in due time. Like, and the universe is actually moving pretty quick. All right. Knight of Pentacles. And the speed of it is where I'm at. It's like, whoa. It's like getting a jolt of adrenaline. All right. We've got the 6 of Cups. We've got the 5 of Cups. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. All in good time. Like, if you were ever sad about this, if you ever thought this was never going to happen, you should know better. You should know better. It's part of your soul's true purpose. It's part of your destiny. And not everyone is in tune with that. And not everyone gives themselves the permission to follow that path to destiny. They get their own ideas. They make free will decisions that take them off course. They blow up their lives and they have to start over again, and they lose track. And you and I, we know these people, right? But you're on this path toward destiny. I mean, big or small, it might, I mean, for all I know, it's like, getting pregnant and having kids. That could be your destiny, or it could be grandchildren or other family. But there's something very important and very impactful coming up. And the wheels really start to turn in March or whenever. This is timeless, but I'm pulling it in March. It is something, though, that in the past, in time, you have sort of been sad about because you didn't think it was going to happen. But it's coming. It's coming. And I think it's going to bring you a lot of self-love and fulfillment. So that, big deal. It's great. Aquarius, it's great. This is a very auspicious reading, and I'm really excited for this to transpire. I want to continue to pull an Aquarius sort of in between. So keep a lookout for future Aquarius readings before April, just as an update. And in the meantime, go ahead and subscribe so that you will catch those readings. Give this video a like if you are so inclined. Yeah, we'll see what happens, because I'm desperate to know this journey, how it transpires for y'all. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Go with the universe. Make some tough decisions. Leave things behind that don't serve. Could be also a place. I get that a little bit. I feel like some of you are either living in spaces that don't encourage your development and growth and artistry, or you're living like in a place, like in a room, a house, a dwelling, but also living in a geographical location. So letting go for some of you might mean moving. Okay, that's it. Aquarius, awesome. And I already gave my little spiel about the readings being influenced by the reader and the time in which they're pulled. So good luck out there. I look forward to catching up.